Welcome to Fox News. Tonight, we're critiquing the ads of the 2016 presidential campaign. We've decided to go over 2 Republicans and 2 Democrats. Thank you for joining me tonight, guys.
It's great to be here.
Thank you, of course.
Sarah Palin.
Oh, let's
my.
see. Her ad.
Let's see. Okay, first question, though, I want to know is, what is the main message or argument? Is it clear? Is it logical?
Go ahead, take this one.
It really seems that Palin doesn't have a strong and clear message. Her main message is that Santorum is not the right man for this job because he flip-flops and she compares him to Obama. So that message is clear, but as far as being logical to her campaign, I don't see much logic behind it.
So what I hear you saying is the emotional tone is more of an attack against the opponent rather than a promoting of her own policies.
Yeah, she doesn't really say much about herself. I mean, she says like, oh, I'll be more transparent, I will be truthful and honest and stick to my main priorities, but she doesn't really say anything about what she stands for.
Yeah, what are her priorities? We're not really sure.
So, did she present many facts? Were they accurate if she did?
There were very few facts that were really stated besides the fact that Santorum flip-flops on his ideas. And
again, she didn't really cover many facts about what she wants to do or what she thinks the state of America is right now.
So her persuasion used was?
It seemed she was trying to persuade us that she's the best candidate by using the argument, well, I'm better than everyone else, so here I am. There wasn't really any strong argument of, I can do this, this, and this for you guys, you know? I don't see that really making America a stronger place.
So you don't feel that her persuasive act was useful?
She could have done a lot more, let's just say. She could have said, like, I stand for this and this, but she didn't, and she just went for the attack instead of actually saying what she stood for. So.
Okay, let's see, does the film techniques that they used, what did you think about that?
Overall, I mean, they used a lot of still images. It was bland, I guess. It didn't really capture the audience.
It wasn't especially engaging. I mean, it cut to shots that were previously shot. There was, at the very end, a few seconds of Palin herself, but I felt like it could have been more exciting. There could have been some different angles, different people, rather than focusing on Santorum.
So what audience do you think she was trying to engage here?
Clearly people who are on the fence about voting for her or Santorum, but it doesn't really.
But other than that, we aren't really sure.
Okay, guys, let's move on. How about Santorum?
Well, it's clear that Santorum has a strong opinion on faith and unity, like unity within the American people, in between them. So.
And he really emphasizes his desire to bring the choice back to the people rather than the government, and I think that's really where the unity comes in to play.
All right. Did he present any facts? Were they true? Were they overestimated?
Let's see.
I mean, he has a lot of opinions on the way things should be. He doesn't really present that many facts on the way things are right now and maybe problems that are occurring. But he does have a lot of ideas and values that he wants to kind of implement if he were to be president.
Right. It seems his focus is more on the future and what we could do rather than presenting facts about the current state of welfare in America.
So that was his persuasion, was looking to the future and pulling together. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of assumptions made and kind of the traditional family's under attack and we need to fix this, but it doesn't really say the statistics on is the traditional family decreasing or becoming less prominent in America or becoming less productive or anything like that. So.
But there was an emotional tone.
There's definitely a strong emotional tone, yes.
And did it get you?
Yeah, it seemed logical and it definitely spoke to my heart.
Yeah, it really drew us in, you know. He had a lot of different opinions and of some very good ideas, and he made those very clear, and I think that's really engaging.
So, his overall targeted audience, who are they?
I would say the American middle class, maybe the families who are struggling with unemployment or poor jobs who really need some help in America.
Now, did his ad match the proposal policy, or the policy proposal?
Definitely. I felt that it was pretty spot on. It really stuck to that theme of decentralization of government and giving the power back to the people.
All right. Let's move on to the Democratic Party.
Well.
Warren. Warren's message. I don't know about you guys, but I got moving forward.
Yeah, that was a clear
Definitely.
message. It was, I mean, actually, the Duvall-Patrick campaign is moving forward together, so apparently Warren is just moving forward, not together.
I did notice that the overall emotional, when she opened with the scene of 9/11, it got me. I don't know American
Oh,
that
yeah,
that it wouldn't. And what it did was it brought me back to us. And I'm not sure about you, but it felt as though, yeah, you know what, America has been through a lot, and it is time to move forward. We have been moving forward, and we need to continue. I liked that approach about their ad.
I agree, but in some sense I feel that it's a little overly emotional with all the scenes of the different families and this soothing voice, and mentioning 9/11 does bring in a lot of emotions, but I feel like she could have been more to the point about what exactly it was that she wanted to do.
I did like how she did use facts. She stated that that the minimum wage was only $8 an hour, and that the productivity of the worker has gone up, but yet minimum wage hasn't. And when I did my research, I found that is true. The average worker's production has increased 4 times over, but yet minimum wage is
still
only
right
$8.
there.
Yeah, and I felt that she actually said, hey, here's something tangible that we can do something about.
It wasn't just ideological. It was like, this is something, here's the numbers, here's where we want to go, kind of thing.
And that's one of her strong points, that she did bring in that fact, and she's saying, hey, this is directly what our problem is, and here's some ways moving forward that we could invest in the future.
Moving forward. So the targeted her target population, I feel she kind of struggled a little bit. The problem is not everybody's a minimum wage worker.
That's true.
You know, and I felt she cut herself a little short there.
I think she also mentions family allowances at the end, just very shortly, but I feel like she should have played on that a little bit more, because I feel like a common theme for a lot of the candidates is like focusing on the family, so she could have played that up a little bit more on that point.
All right, well, shall we move forward?
Yeah.
Let's move forward.
O'Malley. Oh, wow. Maybe it's just me, but I get the feeling that the O'Malley campaign cares. They care a lot.
They do care.
But
They care.
it's not till the end of the ad, though, that we actually find out what do they care about. And that really threw me off. The, Warren's, the way they did the video was very smooth, and it blended in. When we get into O'Malley, it's like you're running through the forest. You're running
Yeah, a lot of
feel
choppy
like,
images.
yes, I feel like we were thrown a bunch of information and images, but we weren't exactly sure what the message
It was
that
really
we
vague.
conveyed. Yes.
Okay, so it wasn't just me. I felt that the overall emotional appeal was one of inclusion. However, I didn't feel all that included. I kind of felt like I was looking at somebody else's family, or all the pictures of the individuals holding signs. I felt like it was like maybe a family member that recovered from alcoholism and was returning to the family. You know what I mean? I just.
Yeah.
I saw that attempt to include many family forms and structures, but I feel that it was too vague in that sense. It wasn't. You felt that you specifically weren't targeted, and I could definitely see how there wasn't a specific target.
And here's the thing. I understand playing it safe, but this is an ad. You've got 1 minute to get my attention and to keep it, and I just didn't feel like the O'Malley campaign.
It was kind of all over the place in that sense.
Yeah.
So, what was your favorite ad?
Let's see.
Difficult. I think Santorum's was a very strong ad. I think that he really got his points across. He added some really patriotic music in the back. It was
The patriotic
catchy.
music definitely added something.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you guys for coming in tonight, and thank you for tuning in.